Hey guys, how you doing? Today I am going to be showing you how to replace your pads on your AMG. This is more, well, I have a W211 E63 AMG and that's from 2007 till 2009, and I think these calipers also came on the E55 and quite a few other models like C63s. I'm not sure if it came on the ML, but these are the 6-pot Brembo calipers that came on these cars from those days. I'm not sure if they use them on the current one, but I'm going to be trying to go through a bit more detail than how I've seen some people do it online. I already changed the pads and rotors already, and not the rotors, I already changed the pads. I changed the pads out already, and I'm just going to be doing it in reverse, so this way I can show you more in depth how to get it off and how it's done. Okay, all right, thanks. Let's move on. Okay, so for this job, what you're gonna need for this job is you're gonna need an 8mm multi-point tool right here. You're gonna need a 13mm wrench or socket if you have it, weirdly a chopstick or a piece of wood or something, and you'll see what when that comes in. A rubber mallet and a screwdriver. I like using my big boy here to do this job. Okay, so the first thing I do is unplug the brake pad sensor. You're gonna just wiggle it out of its place right here. Wiggle it, come on. Okay, there we go. It's out. And I use that same multi-point tool that I was talking about earlier. And this way, I'll take this sensor out of the way. Okay. Alright. Try to do this as fast as I can. Alright, as you can see here. See that? This is how it looks. But the 8-point actually fits on it really perfectly. So that's why I use that, the multi-point. I think it's a 16-point, I think. Anyway, get that sensor out of the way. Now you go here, you go there. Alright. And I move on to this tool right here, the 13mm. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Take this out. Sometimes this pin could be stuck in there, I'm not sure on some cars. Just go behind the back of it here and just give it a, a little tap with a screwdriver or something if you have it in your way. Or you can even use my old chopstick trick, put it into the hole over here and just give it a tap on the other side. But that's the pin over here. Spread the pads apart while you're here. It's actually just the same tool that you use to take that bolt off. What I do is put it between here like this, and I'll spread these two right here, like push them apart, and that will loosen them up. Sometimes you could, if you could get something bigger to fit in there, that's what she said. If you could get something bigger to fit inside there, so that would be easier. Now, these pins, if you want to get them out, you use your rubber mallet, but you have some tension on here, right? So you can see what I do. I take this screwdriver here and I'll put it inside here, and I'll just pry it down on it. This relieves the pressure off of that, and that's where I tap on the tap on it just enough to get it loose there. The Brembo brakes that I have here. I have a few other cars, so oh god, I hate using these. Not really I hate using them, but it's just, you just gotta be so careful. I hate scratching these things up, so I use another one here on a pin. Okay, but it's a perfect size up to there. Okay, now put some pressure off of that, and then you should be able to get this pin out. Okay, come on. Okay, there we go. Got one pin out. Alright, now we're gonna lift this thing up. This has no tension on it now, so it should be a lot easier to get this pin out. Okay. I use a I didn't realize I just picked up the pin that I just pulled out from the other one. It's a little bigger. Anyway, all right, so got that released. You can see here, this is out, this is out. And now you have access to take your pads out. One pad, two pads. Okay? It's a little dusty in here already. The yellow stuff, I honestly had them on the car for about maybe 600 or 700 miles now. And I'm very amazed that they do not need, you don't need to heat them up. They don't need to be warm before they start working properly. Anyway, this is like a good time to change your pad sensor. The pad sensors are pretty easy to change out. You just need to put a screwdriver to the bottom of this and just like pry it out. You know, it will come straight up. And put a little bit of electric grease on these things. This way in the future when you want to pull them out, it's a lot easier. All right, let's go back. Say you already got your pads, you already pressed your pistons back in. All right, slide them back in. Okay, make sure they don't go all the way down because you're gonna need to put the pins back in. Now we got two. Remember, the one with the sensor always sits on the outside. Okay. All right. Get a pin. Set it here. And then you get your piece here. Now, if you want to know which way is up and which way is down, they usually have an arrow on here. And you'll see an arrow on there that points up. So this means that this is the bottom side and this is the top side. So put that back in there. Slide it through these pieces. And there we go. It's already lined up in the hole here already. Take your little mallet. So I'll set back in there. Try to use a mallet. Don't use an actual hammer. Now you got one pin. Got pin number 2. Put the pin in there. Line it up with the bottom. Get off my. Need to do this one. Okay. The other pad needs to be lined up. You can just push onto the bottom side and get it to line up. Okay. Okay. Alright, nice and snug back in there. Make sure this thing is lined up straight. Take your big boy pin now that holds down the pads. Slide, push it right under there. You can't get this one wrong because there's a way on here that it fixes itself on here. The tops are flat. One back in here, line it up. I'm here just trying to do this as fast as I can, so I don't bore anybody for the 5 people that are watching this video. 5, maybe 3 by now. Tighten it back down. Snug it. Don't go crazy on it. Alright, my sensor now needs to go back on. Line it back up here. Yeah, lots of these things you can't really mess them up because they're already pre-made in a way that you don't make that mistake. Okay, snug it down. Don't go crazy on it. Then you plug it back in. Go inside the car and make sure you. This looks like it's almost like it's fitting under there, but I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna put that wire under there. That looks crazy. Let me just go over there and pump the brake real quick. Oh, it'll went all the way to the floor. All right, now we got good brake pressure. All right, that feels good. Okay, now we're in the rear, and Similar to the front, you just need to spread these before you start in there. Do the same thing, you unplug your sensor. Take your sensor out, you can just wiggle it out. Now you got that piece in the back as well. So like I said earlier, it's a bit easier because you don't really have as many parts per se, but you still gotta pay the same amount of attention to it. Okay, now we got our the nut out, the sensor is on the side. Put this between here. Spread the pistons. Spread the pads back apart. So you see, just use this right here. Okay, now, all right, let's just get these pins knocked in. This is like the perfect tool to do this thing with. But you see, it got that spring in there, right? So same thing, you push the spring down and you wiggle that pin out. Okay, there we go, got one pin out. All right, that's one pin. So now tension is off that one, but the thing about it is in the back you still got tension on the top one, so you still got to do the same thing. This might even go flying after that. That's the thing about being a lefty. At least I could do shots like this all the time. So if I run into a snag, you'll see it. So you know it's not perfect. But I'm human. I try not to make. See, there we go. Got the spring out. Now got one pad. Got the other pad. All right. I've already got my stuff back in there. Make sure you got me there. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put my new pads back in there, just like if you're doing it yourself. Slide the other one down in there as well. I like the way how they design these things, huh? Pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. And we got Mr. Pin, Mr. Spring. Put the pin back in there. Where is it? Okay. There we go. Show it on the back side here. Yeah, this spring looks like you can't really, it's the same way on both sides. Looks the same on both sides. You just put it through the middle. Alright. Now we got that one in. It's set in there. Feels nice and snug back there, but I want it to be like flat. Yeah, it's in there. Okay. Put this one down. Gotta spread these back to get these between there. Okay, got that pin in there as well. Okay, those are in. I'll put the sensor back up. Snug it, don't over tighten it. Take your sensor plug it back in, and voila. Let me go inside and pump this, because as you can see there, they're loose. I want them to tighten up. Anyway guys, if you guys have any questions, hit me up. And try to do more videos on my cars. I have a few more other things coming up, and that you learned something from this today to save yourself some money. All right, so have a good one and see you in the next video. Bye.